Good morning, Unity. Oh, yeah, that is loud. Good morning, Unity. How are you? Awesome. All right. I like that. Oh, what about this weather this morning? It is beautiful. I enjoy the rain, the cool weather. Come about the second week in August, we're going to be going, remember that really lovely day that we had, right? These cool mornings are kind of nice. How was your week? Good. Well, for those of you that are joining us online, I encourage you to stay around, stick around, because we're going to be talking this morning about the law of attraction. See, those of you that are in the room, I don't have to tell you to stick around because you're here, right? You're going to be here. You're going to get it. But before we do, I want to go over a couple of things real quickly. First of all, look at these beautiful flowers this morning. These are presented in honor of Joan Atig from her daughter Jen. So thank you for that this morning. They are just beautiful. You'll also notice that we have a candle lit in front of them. That candle was lit in honor of Memorial, or recognition of Memorial Day weekend. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Tomorrow at noon, our online auction ends. So if you haven't been on the website yet and made your bid on the fantastic items that are on there, you still have a little bit of time to do that, over 24 hours actually to do that. So be sure and check that out.
Now's your chance.
That's right, now's your chance. Next week, Daniel Namad will be here live in person from California. Now, I want you all to do something right now. Take out your cell phones. And don't act like you don't have one, because I know y'all do. Take out your cell phones, open up your web browser, and go to www.unitychurchofgreenville.org. www.unitychurchofgreenville.org. And the most beautiful website in the world will pop up.
Yeah, Leah made it.
Right there up at the top, well, I'll tell you what, before we do that, do you see right there in the center, it says online auction? That's the button you hit to access the auction sometime in the next 24 hours. You want to hit that button, and that will take you to a registration page where you can register. And then when you register, a little pop-up will come up that will say, "Thank you for registering. The password is," and it'll give you the password to the site so that you can then jump into the site and view all the items. Now, why did we set it up that way? We set it up that way so that when you...
Password is Unity.
Hey, shh. We set it up that
Tell
way.
everybody.
We set it up that way so that you can't access the items and bid on them unless you have registered, so that we know who is bidding on things.
Oh.
Now, if you scroll on down the page, you will also see that we have a little box down there that says sign up for text alerts. Please do that right now while you have your phone open. Sign up for text alerts, because you'll never miss another event. You'll never not know what's going on around here because you'll get a text about it. If you absolutely refuse to sign up for text alerts, then up at the top, you'll see in the menu there is an item that says events. When you click on that, you have two options to view all the events that are going on here. You can see it in calendar format, or you can see it in a lovely box format like this that has the picture and the descriptions. Did you know that we make our events available to you via many different streams? There is a paper on the table as you come in the front door that has all of the events for the month listed on it. We list all of our events on Facebook. We list all of our events on Instagram. You have right here at your fingertips the website. We also have a beautiful slideshow that runs out in the lobby. Yeah, I put that together too. That's why it's beautiful. We have a beautiful slideshow that runs out in the lobby with all of the events for the coming month on it. You cannot possibly miss an event around here.
But what if you still don't see it?
If you still don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. We have many avenues that we've made available to make sure that you know about what's going on around here. But really, honestly and truly, signing up for text alerts is one of the best ways, because not only do you find out about what's coming, the next day, if there's some kind of a, in the wintertime especially, a closing because of weather or something like that, you'll get an update about that. So I really do encourage you to sign up for text alerts. It's a wonderful thing. So speaking of Daniel Namad, right there on that events, you can go to the Daniel Namad event and you can register right now while you're thinking about it, before you have a chance to forget. $25, but no one is turned away. So if that is an issue for you, don't let it be. He just wants a full house. We want a full house. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for us to have him here. And we sing so much of his music, and we're so grateful for all.
We're doing one today.
Yeah, we're so grateful for all that he gives our community that we really want to have a good showing of attendance for him. So be sure and sign up for that. You can also put a check in the offering basket when it comes around. If you want to do that, just make sure that you put Daniel Namad or concert or something down in the memo so that we know that's what it's for. Also, while you're on that events page, you'll see that on June 10th, we have a day-long event that's being presented by our own Linda Smith, who has written over 30 books on essential oils and healing. I want to encourage you to sign up for that. I think it goes from 9 to 3 or something like that. So if you have questions about it, Linda's here this morning. You could talk to her and ask her about it. But if you're an essential oil enthusiast and you want to know about the oils of the Bible and how you can use them for healing, that is a class you don't want to miss. Can I stop now? Wow. Thank you so much for putting up with all of that.
You're welcome.
Let's take a breath. Take a good, long, deep breath. Thank you, Jeff, for this beautiful, relaxing music that you got going in the background. It just puts us right in that space. This morning, our daily word is about the idea of comfort. And our affirmation, loving memories comfort me. You can say that with me if you'd like. Loving memories comfort me. So there may be days or maybe even weeks on the calendar when I find myself mysteriously feeling melancholy or blue, only to realize the anniversary of someone or something that I have loved and lost is approaching. Even when I don't realize it outright, a part of me remembers and responds. I can honor these feelings as a way to honor the people and places that have taught me and helped me evolve. Welcoming my feelings brings deep and abiding comfort. I carry those people and places I love with me in the things that I do, keeping their spirit alive. Gradually, I find smiles within the sadness. Revisiting treasured memories reveals the love within the loss. The presence of God is found within the gift of each moment, and I find comfort through my grateful heart. In Psalms 119:76 says, "Let your steadfast love become my comfort according to your promise to your servant." So just take a breath of that. As we move into our meditation, we will be doing some remembering of those that have passed. But for right now, I toss it over to Reverend James.
Got it.
All right.
I'm going to toss it back to you and invite you to stand up. Thanks so much for being here this morning. How you feeling? Won't you welcome someone and let them know you're glad to see them? Can you do that? Hello, hello, hello. Want me to start or do you want to? You sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. Show the way now, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way now, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. And you are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace, blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way now, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. And you are deepest joy, deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy, God is all that you are. Oh, show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. Oh, and you are sacred joy, sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love, sacred love is all that you are. Oh, and sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are. All right, before you're seated, point to somebody and say, you are sacred love. Yeah, that's all you are. How many are feeling loved and appreciated this morning? And if you're not, why not? All you have to do is give yourself the gift of receiving it. Allow yourself to drink it in, absorb it, and just let it be in your life, right? Do we have any children here this morning? Hey, hello there. Come on down. All the kids, come on down. Be with us. Young, old. That's so cute. That's
See, they both have little plaid
right
shirts on. Isn't that sweet?
God is.
God is.
And I am.
I am.
I create.
I create.
And I pray.
I pray.
And I act.
I act on the truth that I know. God is.
And I am.
I am.
I create.
I create.
And I pray.
I pray.
And I act.
I act on the truth that I know. There is only one God. There is only one love.
All right. Now we're going to send you off to your classes with a blessing. We love you.
We
bless you. We behold the Christ in you. We appreciate you. And we bless your teachers too. All right.
How adorable.
Yeah, that was just very special.
Yeah. You know, speaking of special, one of the hats that James and I wear in addition to all the other hats that we wear is that, yes.
I don't wear a hat.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank
Sure.
you.
There's a picture here that was found out in the parking lot, so we're going to pass
Is
that around.
anybody
If
we
it's
know?
yours, did anybody have a? If it's yours, be sure and don't pass it on. Keep it. I was just going to say one of the other hats that we wear among the other different things is that of Nana and Pop Pop.
Oh, that hat. Yes.
Yeah. And our granddaughter's turning 9 this week.
I know. Yeah.
So talking about good things and
And she's
celebrating.
like that
you know.
tall now.
Yeah.
You know, it's
so-
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Life is good.
Did you have a good week? Good, 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 good.
Absolutely. Well, what are we talking about today?
I think we're talking about the law of mind action, otherwise known as,
The law of attraction, same thing.
yeah.
And we're going to get into 5 steps of self-mastery. 5 steps of self-mastery. We talked a little bit about this Wednesday on our Zoom class. And so I thought, well, you know, we couldn't really get to all the highlights, so we wanted to kind of get it out there. There's a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of talk about the law of attraction, but folks, I don't know that they really understand what it is, but it's extremely simple. And so we're going to bring it across. But first, here's a quote from Charles Fillmore.
You must first enter into the understanding that God, omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, is the source, and that you can draw on this source without limit.
Let's say that together.
Ooh,
without
limits.
Isn't that something? I mean, think about that. But James, I can't believe that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Why can't you believe that? So what is the law of mind action? What is it?
It is also this idea that we call the law of attraction,
Right.
which we hear that probably more often than we hear law of mind action.
I know, but the idea of the law of mind action was actually before
Yes, it was.
the label of law of attraction came up. Okay?
Yeah. So the concept behind the principle is that what we resonate with, we create for our lives. How we think and feel about life and our world affects how we experience it.
I resonate with that.
This is a universal law that works exactly the same for every person. Doesn't work any differently for you than it works for him over there, than it does for her back. It's the same for every person. And it reflects back to us what we keep putting out on a regular basis. The law is as reliable as the law of gravity.
Wow.
And how many understand that that law is pretty reliable? Right?
Just take your pen out and let go. See what happens. Boop. So
what you put
that's
out
the law.
on a regular basis is what you're getting back.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Now I want you to think about something. You are a spiritual being, correct? You are a spiritual being, and you're just here on assignment right now. This is an assignment. This is an assignment. Say this. I'm here on assignment.
I'm here on assignment.
Okay?
Is it like being a secret agent?
Except it's not so secret.
Okay.
Okay? It's like you're an agent of this spiritual essence. Okay? And so your natural state is spirit. I am a spiritual being. I am spirit. If you notice a living body and a dead body, how many know what the difference is between the two? One, the spirit occupies the body. The other one, there's no spirit. What is spirit? Spirit is life. It's another way to say it. Spirit is life. It's the livingness. It's the aliveness that's in the body. It's what's, activating and animating your physical body. It's why you're walking around and doing stuff, right? Right? Because that Spirit is in you and gives you. Oh, thank you.
You deserve that back.
And so each one of us, whether we understand this or not, but we exist in multiple dimensions of reality. Okay? Some are spiritual and physical. How many understand that the physical world is a dimension? It's a low vibrating dimension. It's a little slower than the spiritual dimension that kind of moves around like the quantum world, moves around really fast. But the physical dimension is slowed down so you can see things, so you can measure things, so that you can do what? Learn. It is a school for us. But a small portion of your spiritual essence incarnated into this physical world to learn stuff and to develop, to grow, to gain wisdom and understanding. Now, one of the effects of coming into this world, and maybe you've noticed this, is that you forgot who you were. And that's intentional. That's part of the program, because the program is what? To remember who you are. But you can't remember who you are unless you forget who you are first. Make sense? Right? And so what happens is you begin to follow your spiritual path a little at a time, and you begin to remember that your purpose here is to expand your awareness, not to limit your awareness, but to expand your awareness, to become the Grand Canyon of your life. All right? So you couldn't do that if you stayed in the spiritual dimensions where everything is just like, that's kind of like that. But when you get in the physical world, there's challenges. Have you noticed that there are nearly 8 billion people around you in your way, trying to tell you what they think?
None of them think like I do.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Is it me or is it you?
None of them act the way that I think they should.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
They all disappoint me all the time.
Oh, see, she just put the law into effect by saying, I'm disappointed all the time by everybody. So what's going to happen in your reality? Well, if you continue that.
If I continue to entertain that, everyone will continue to disappoint me in my life. All I will see is disappointment.
Very good. See, we planned that. So now, in a sense, we are all an aspect of the divine consciousness, the presence and the power, the one mind, the one energy. But we came into this world voluntarily. Say with me, I volunteered.
I volunteered.
All right? I volunteered. Or you wouldn't be here. And this is how that divinity expands awareness in. If you want to be all that is, you have to become all that is. So Spirit is expanding itself through us, through your life, through your experience. Say it with me. Ooh. That's something to think about. The divine is expanding its awareness through me, through my experience, through my ups, through my downs, through my ins, through my outs, through my risings, through my fallings, through my failings, through my challenges, through my successes. That spiritual consciousness is expanding through us. Say it with me, whoa. But the object of this experience is to become lucid. Say it with me, I'm lucid this morning.
I'm lucid.
And to learn how to change the reality and work with the reality so that you can make it the way you want it to be. This is true self-mastery. Right? This is your college, your university school, this life. It's not an easy school to be in. I didn't know if you knew that.
Well,
Right?
let's take the temperature, because maybe, is there anybody here that has things going on in their life that they would like to change, that they would like to have different? Okay, there's a few. Is there anybody that doesn't have anything going on in their life that they wish was different? Okay, I think we got the right crowd.
Okay, good.
All right.
So we're seeing a different perspective, a different angle of evolution. And you wouldn't get that unless you came to this planet to experience it. Okay? It's unique. It's different. I don't know what the other realms are like, but this definitely is a trip.
Oh, it's unique, all right.
Tell the person next to you, say, it's pretty trippy.
It's pretty trippy.
So everything is connected. Everything is connected. And synchronicity is the standard operating procedure. It's what gives meaning to this world, so that we can see that we're on the right track, so that we can see our path is opening up, right? So everything is connected, and how I know that is I begin to recognize and experience the synchronicity that's all around me. Synchronicity is how it works, how it functions.
And we all understand what synchronicity is, right? How
Well,
many,
tell
have,
us what
how
it
many
is.
have experienced some synchronicity? How many have not ever experienced any synchronicity? Okay, again, we've got the right, crowd. Yeah, so synchronicity, this idea that what I'm thinking about, what I'm ruminating on, suddenly is showing up, and it's just those little confirmations.
Yeah.
You know, I remember driving in the car one time and we were having a conversation about something, and we looked at the car in front of us and their license plate was the word of the subject that we had just been talking
That's
about.
right.
I took a picture of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because the universe communicates with us through this outer world. Okay? Through what's going on. Mm-hmm. So we're going to give you 5 steps to self-mastery. 5 steps to mastering this process. Mm-hmm. If you're ready, say it. Say, I'm ready. If you're not ready, don't say anything.
So the first one is to follow your passion. Follow what you love. Follow what you're excited about, what you're curious about. And the higher mind will give you an inner tickle, or like the green light. I don't need to be, Or,
I was just giving you
or a feeling sensation that translates into our minds as excitement, passion, joy, bliss, peace, calmness, inspiration. And you may be thinking, well, I have a lot of different things that I'm excited about, or I don't know really what I'm excited about. You just follow something. So I had someone in one of my abundance classes one time that said, what I really want to do is I want to write a children's book. And I said, okay, well then if you take the next step for that, what do you think you ought to do? And she said, I think I ought to enroll at Greenville Tech in a writing course. I said, that sounds like a good plan. So she did that. She came back to the next meeting a couple weeks later or whatever, and was I do not want to write a children's book. I found out that I have absolutely zero passion for doing that. But see, she had to follow that in order to know that, okay, that's something I can cross off my list.
Sometimes you got to know what you don't want in order to reveal what it is that you really do want.
But follow your passion. Follow the things that you're excited about. No one wants to do anything they're not excited about, right? Right. Follow your passion. Follow what you're excited
Yeah.
about.
So this following of this inner moving within yourself, this joy, is really you're following the divine. You're following God. You know, when Jesus said, "Come follow me," he wasn't saying, "Okay, follow me around." He was saying, "Come and follow that Christ present spirit that is already within you." See, there's a part of you that is still in the other dimensions, and it's communicating with you all the time.
Yeah.
It's trying to get the word across to you. It's sending you little signals. You know, what is that? You know, what is that thing that? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's calling you on the phone.
Now I want to know.
Well, the old-fashioned way of communicating back.
Rotary phone?
No, but before that.
Telegraph.
It's telegraphing to you what you need to know in the moment. Because the divine only deals with us in the moment. So in the moment you get this subtle feeling of, ooh, I think I'd like to explore this. And so you begin to explore that and look at that and follow that, because that is the divine mind giving you guidance. That's what those little tickles are. Mm-hmm. Woo-hoo-hoo! Right? I feel it. I've got that feeling. Because the Spirit works through, is energy, and works through your feelings and sensations inside of you. Make sense?
Yep.
And so when you get those little feelings inside, don't dismiss them and say, oh, no, that's not.
How am I going to do that?
I'm not going to do that. And people tell me all the time, I got this great idea, but I'm not going to do it. I said, why? Well, because it's not logical.
Or I don't know how.
Or I don't know how to do it. Well, just start
Who am I?
to explore it. Start to contemplate it. Look at it. Because we live in a physical dimension, and in this physical world, you have to act upon what you get, or it's not complete. And when you act upon it, I act upon what I know. I act upon the truth that is within me.
So one of the things that we like to do is we like to watch these shows. They're called The Foods That Built America. And there's one right now. We watched one the other day, The Candy That Built America. And a guy was watching his daughter suck her thumb. And he was fixing something. I think he worked for Topps Bubblegum or something, and he was fixing something, and she was sucking her thumb, and he kept telling her, quit, And the idea came up on him, because he offered her a sucker. Wow, if I could just put a sucker in place of her thumb, But he didn't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. He didn't know how to do it, but he had an idea, and he went with it. And he wound up creating what we know, most of us know, as the ring pop, right? The little plastic thing that you put on your ring, and you have that big diamond-shaped thing that you suck on, right? And it became like a $2 billion, huge, one of the most popular candies. But he didn't know how to do it, but he saw the potential in it, and he had the passion for it.
That's right. And that's the divine, it's a divine idea. That's what we talk about in unity, is divine ideas. And so you say, but the Spirit is not concerned about, what is that called?
Ring pops.
Why does the Spirit care about ring pops? Because we care about it.
Yeah.
Because it's important to us. It's important to the kids. They got to get their sugar somehow. Right? And so if you're open, these divine ideas will come to you, but they come to you many times through little feeling sensations. Ooh, I'd like to try that. But we never do. Why is that? Because we forget the second part of self-mastery is you have to act upon what you receive. If you don't act upon it, what you're telling the divine mind is, nah, no thanks. And so the divine intelligence of the universe is talking to you. You're saying, oh, I don't think so. Does that make sense? Think about that for a moment. The intelligence that built the whole thing, the creator is talking to you saying, all right, here's an idea for you. Follow this. Go with this.
Yeah. And you're going. Talk to the hand.
See, I had to stand up for that one. Right?
Yeah. So another interesting aspect about that idea of Spirit dropping these ideas is that they're being dropped multiple places, multiple people. And it's whoever picks that up and takes that idea and goes with it first. It's in creating big things like that,
right.
One-of-a-kind things like that.
So take it as far as you can. Take it as far as you can until, either you lose energy with it or that's as far as you go with it. Follow the thread of passion. Follow the thread of your excitement. It might be a peaceful, easy feeling, right? That won't get you down. You hear what I'm saying? And so you follow that feeling and see where it takes you, where it goes.
Yeah.
Acting on it is how you let the higher mind know that you heard it. And it gives you a path to follow. See, a lot of times we pray for something. We say, oh, God, I'd like to see this. I want to see that. I'm open to this. I'm praying for that. I'm affirming this. And then we get the guidance and we say, oh, well, that can't be the right way. And we think we're smarter. The little mind thinks it's smarter. The little bitty mind, that's how big it is in comparison to the huge, vast, universal consciousness is dealing with us. And that's what's hard for us to believe. That's why many people believe that God is like the absent landlord. Just made all this and walked away and said, all right, you deal with it. But no, we have a spiritual presence that is actively with each and every one of us every single day and every moment, talking to us, communicating to us. It is an active presence. Do you hear that? It's active. And so we need to what? Act upon what we hear. Act upon what we see. That's how the higher mind communicates. So here's the thing. If you don't act upon it, then for a while you may not hear anything. Because what happens when you don't act upon your passion? You might get depressed. You might feel discouraged. You might feel down. And so when you're in that state, it's hard to feel joy, isn't it? Because when you're following your joy, you're following your bliss, it's exciting. It's wonderful. Yeah. It's fantastic. So that's why you want to act upon it. What you're telling the higher mind is, I'm open and I'm ready for business. I've suited up, I've shown up, and I'm ready to go. Right? And if you do this continuously, you will strengthen that connection with divine spirit, with the higher mind. And it'll begin to be not second nature, but first nature. Say with me, ooh. Yeah. And you begin to resonate. It's like the higher and the lower get married and become one. See, if you read the Bible, there's this discussion about the holy marriage, the union. What it's really talking about is the marriage of the Spirit. And the higher and the lower coming together. That's what it's really talking about. So explore every path, every opportunity related to the guidance that you get until there's nothing left to look at. And then follow the next thread of passion. And see where that goes. See where that takes you. Make sense? Mm-hmm. What do you do when you hit an obstacle? Well, You hit an obstacle, you just stop, pause for a minute, and go, okay, what's the most exciting, wonderful thing I could do right now in this moment? And if you open up just a little bit, it'll come to you. And sometimes it might be, you might just get hungry, or in your mind you see, chocolate brownie ice cream. I've had this happen. Seriously. So I say, okay. And I tell Leah, I'm going to go get some chocolate brownie ice cream. I haven't done this in a while because I don't eat that stuff anymore. But anyway, when I did eat it, I would say, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. So I get in the car, go to the grocery store, drive to the grocery store. I get out of the car, and I meet somebody in the grocery store in the ice cream aisle that has a word of knowledge and wisdom that I needed to hear.
Don't eat the chocolate brownie ice cream.
No. Don't do that now. Follow your passion, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to eat some of it some of the time.
Yeah.
But that's what you do when you hit an
Yeah.
obstacle. You just, I remember one time we were living in Indiana. We were driving down the road, and all of a sudden we needed gas. And so I had this strong urge to get gas at this particular gas station. Now, I don't normally do this, okay? Because we usually go to this one gas station. This was back when they still had a few stations that were full service.
Oh.
Say with me, full service. I like the full service. Anyway, and so, but this was a different one. This was back in, was it 80s or? I think it was the 80s.
Yeah, probably.
And so we went to this gas station, and I pumped my gas, got out of the car. They didn't have the slider thing then. Got out of the car and went inside the gas station. And so I'm standing there, handing my card to pay for the gas.
Or your cash, probably.
Well,
Anyway, whatever.
it's my story.
Okay.
Tell it however I want. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's her job to correct me. So anyway, here I am at the store, and there's this young person behind the counter, and he's looking at me a little strange, I didn't know what was going on. And so pay for the gas, and I hear a voice, just a real squeaky voice said, Jim. So that's what people called me in the 80s, was Jim. Jim. And I didn't know what was going on. So I looked around. He said, there's a lady back there. He said, I don't know what's going on with her. So I walked to the back, and it was the wife of our dentist. And she was sitting there, and she was experiencing a miscarriage in the store. And she was not totally in her mind. And so we called 911, the ambulance came, and Leah got out, we comforted her. She got in the ambulance and went to the hospital. She told us later, she said if it had been 10 more minutes, that she might not be here, She could have bled to death. So you see how divine mind works? I don't know why I was going to this gas station. I don't know why this happened until I got there. You see what I'm saying? So the Spirit, which is a universal network, knows how to get people where they need to be when they need to be there. And it was this strong urge, like I couldn't go anywhere else. I had to go to this gas station, right? And so you may come across the book. You might meet a new friend. You might see, hear, or experience a situation that will take you to the next step. Sometimes you need to gather tools that you need in order to be the person you need to be in order to experience what you need to experience when you get there. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have to gather some tools. So you meet different people who give you different tools along the way. You put them in your toolbox, and you carry your little toolbox with you. And you keep putting tools in there. Every time you meet somebody, you learn something. You read a book. You listen to a lecture, a talk, whatever it is. And then you start filling up your toolbox with stuff. And then you have the right tool for the right situation. So that when you get there, you just step into it. You understand what I'm saying? You step into it. Wow. The answers are dancing around us all the time. You know, your purpose, the purpose of your life is just like, you know, circulating around your body. It's there. And so and if you stop long enough, think about it. You think about the movies you watch, the books you read. You know what? All of those things are trying to tell you something. The kind of food you like to eat. There's something about it that fits in with your purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's all what? Connected together. See, think about that. Think about how everything is just so connected. It's like your body. You know, it's my arm here doesn't do opposite things that this other arm does, right? So I say, all right, I'm going to pick that up. And this said, no, I'm not going to. No, reaches out and you pick it up. That's the way that reality works. If you align with it, if you vibe with it, but you got to act, right? Mm-hmm. What does James 2:26 tell us, Leah? I've been talking a lot.
It says faith without action has no meaning to it. So I can have all the faith in the world, but if I don't put some action to it, it doesn't get me anything, does it? I have to have that action. So one of the things is there is no one-sided coins. So when you share your gift, then there will be someone that shows up to experience it. And there's always two sides to every equation. You share your gift, and then there's somebody there that shares their gift. You share your gift, there's somebody there that shares their gift. And look, right?
Because there's no one-sided coin.
That's right. Right. It's a give and a take, a give and a receive. So the third step in this self-mastery is to act on your passion with zero expectations. Now, what?
I like to say it like this. Expectations. Because we have them. Don't we?
I guess we do. I have a lot of expectations. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So it sounds like, wait a minute, I've always heard that when you are, following your passion, believing on something, you're supposed to really want it and be attached to it. And no, zero expectations, because you're going to let the higher mind bring about the outcome. If you start acting on your own, you will probably muck things up, right? That's what we do. We think we can figure it out the best, and we mess things up. Is it good or bad? Well, remember that using good and bad is subjective, right? It's subjective. Positive and negative really is a better way to refer to things. There really is no good or bad. It's just your perspective. But positive and negative
everybody
is a better way.
has a belief about good, bad.
Mm-hmm.
What one person says is good, another person, no, that's bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's this story about that, that the man showed up with something. Oh, that's really bad. No, that was really good because da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Oh, that was really bad. No, that was good because, right? There is no good or bad. It's just, so we talk in terms of positive and negative, right? So positive connects, this network that we're talking about connects and expands, where the negative tends to disconnect and collapses things or diminishes things or contracts things. But there is a third or middle option. So when you think about the stick, you've got the positive on one end and the negative on one end, but right there in the center is this zero resting balance point. You're right in the middle. It's a neutral space. And what being in this neutral space does is it keeps the door open to all possibilities, to the highest possibilities. Because if you get over here one way or the other and make your mind up about something, you're essentially constricting that door, diminishing that door. So staying in that neutral middle ground, everything is open. Everything is a possibility.
Yeah.
Because when I get into my head of trying to figure things out, I start running into a lot of walls. Well, it won't work because of that, or I can't do it because of that, or this or that over here. So staying in that middle space, just, okay, higher mind will figure this out.
That's
Higher
right.
mind will do this. I don't have to try to figure it out. As a matter of fact, if we get into that space of trying to figure something out, that's when we know, okay, I better step back and I better recalibrate and get back to being right there in that neutral place. Because if I'm trying to figure it out, I'm probably going to mess something up. Just
That's right.
being neutral to things.
Well, you know, you might say, well, wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to, think about it and project it and talk about it? And well, here's the thing about that. You only need just a few minutes to resonate with something, because you're getting the guidance from a higher intelligence, okay? So the idea is that most human beings are obsessive. Anybody here want to raise your left foot and say, yes, I'm obsessive sometimes? Right? Because we can't see your left foot.
Whoa.
It's true. We obsess over things.
Yes,
and when you obsess over it, you create what? A blockade. How many know what a blockade is? It's a barrier. It's a blockage that keeps you from being able to be where you need to be, do what you need to do, have what you need to get, right? And so when we obsess over things, oh, I really want this. I really got to make this happen. You ask me how I know this. You may be thinking, James, how do you know that that's true? Well, I remember I used to try to visualize things, and I believe in visualization. But the problem with visualization is that many times it limits us to one particular, this is the way it's got to be. And if it's not that, then I'm not going to see it. So I always say, okay, I visualize something, but I say this or something better, something bigger, something more, right? So it's okay to visualize things because it gives you something to do with your mind. But don't get to the point to where it's like, it's got to be this way.
Those expectations.
Because many people are looking for a partner. They're looking for somebody. But they're looking for a certain type with certain personality traits, not realizing that that may not be what they need. Because we don't always know what we need. But the higher mind knows exactly what you need. Yeah. Exactly. So go with that. Because I think, well, I need Leah to go to massage school. Learn how to do massages. Every Thursday. Every Tuesday. Right?
That's funny because I
Wouldn't
had
that
a
be great?
similar thought about you going to massage school.
See, that's the expectations. I have expectations that are not what? Realistic. It's not who she is. That's not her assignment. It's not to give me massages every Thursday.
Okay, you heard that. Did someone write that, record it, do something?
And it's okay if she does. If she chooses to, right? You see what I'm saying? So many times we set ourselves up with too many expectations and they become blocks to what it is that we want. If you're not getting what you want, it's because there's something that's blocking, keeping you from receiving it. Make sense? What's number 4, Leah?
Number 4 is to stay in a positive state. So the positive state of mind is a receptive state. So that means staying away from the things that are going to lead you down that path of negativity, that negative thinking. Stay in the positive state of mind.
But let me stop for just a second. Can I do that?
No.
I know. Oh.
So
Okay.
what? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know what you're thinking. She just told us to be neutral. Now she's telling us to be positive. Mm-hmm. Now here's how that goes. You're in the center between negative and positive. You can go up and down the scale. Now here's the thing. You're not always going to be hoo-hoo-hoo, happy all the time, right? You couldn't stand yourself, and we couldn't stand you either, right? So you move up the scale, and whenever you need to, you put a positive spin on whatever's going on. Always put a positive spin. That's what we're talking about. The receptive state is you're able to move up and down the line, but you always come back to balance, to your center. Mm-hmm. All right, sorry.
Mm-hmm. So when you keep your mind busy with positive things, then when you do have those times that you slide down into those negative thought patterns, it's much easier to pull yourself back to that neutral point. So you want to hang out in the positive more than you hang out in the negative. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So you keep the mind in a calm and de-stressed state.
Yeah.
Calm and de-stressed state. That is that positive place where anything can happen because it's calm and I don't get caught up in that whirlwind of thought about how this is not going to work. But if I let myself slide down onto that negative scale, then all of a sudden the whirling starts, right? And I pull myself back up into that calm. How many find it easy to find the calm and stressless mind these days?
Easier.
It is work, isn't it? We have to continually keep our mind in positive realms, taking in positive ideas, positive good, and we have to learn to trust. Trust.
She's getting it now.
In divine principle or the higher intelligence that has all heart, affections, thoughtfulness aligned in you. And you'll be guided and directed to what is the path of your highest good. That's what Proverbs 3:5-6 tells us. So trust is your point of balance that keeps you poised so that when the good arises, you see it and you notice it and you can act on it. If you're not in a state of trust and you're not in that neutral or more positive place, things will go right by you and you will miss them. You'll not even see them. That's what happens when we up our game with gratitude, because then we start noticing and seeing things to be grateful for, and things that eluded our vision before suddenly become visible to us. Oh, I see that. Oh. So, yeah. Trust is important.
Number 5. This fifth step of self-mastery. This is the work part. This is the action part that the 5 principles talk about. Mm-hmm. So in the fifth step of self-mastery is to work on your fear-based beliefs, to clear them out. Clear them out. Mm-hmm. It is a continuous process. You will continually work on these things, because what happens, we're all energetic beings, is that we're in our process of creating, we start building all kinds of energies inside of us, right? And so we have to spend time working upon the fear-based beliefs to release them. So you walk a fear or an issue back, and you trace it to discover what the root of it is. Mm-hmm. What's the root? What's the root of this tree? I know we're getting this kind of fruit, so what's the root that's creating the fruit? Make sense? Mm-hmm. And that is your core belief.
Yeah, and we might be tempted to say, well, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm angry about this, or I feel this way about this. But one of the beautiful things that the Course in Miracles says, that everything is either based in love or based in fear. So if it's not of love, then it's based in fear somewhere, at some point back there.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I've openly shared before that I used to have horrible anger issues because I grew up in an alcoholic home. And one of the things that I really worked on to clear up that anger was the fear, because every time I would get angry about something, I would have to trace it back. Okay, what is it? If I'm afraid of something, if the anger is a product of fear, then what am I afraid of? Well, maybe it's the dirty towels on the bathroom floor that caused the anger to erupt. Well, there's a fear that I'm being taken advantage of, or things are being expected of me that I can't do. Whatever, it comes back to a fear.
Yeah.
So we can trace those beliefs, regardless of how they're appearing, whether they're appearing anger or whatever, really back to some kind of a fear.
Yeah. And most people's issues are shame and guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Shame and guilt.
Yep.
Which is part of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Shame and guilt are the total, complete devaluation of the self. I'm no good, I'm no good, I'm no good, baby. I'm just no good. Mm-hmm. Right?
I'm inherently bad.
I'm inherently
and broken.
Broken. Say it with me. I'm not broken.
I am not broken.
You're not broken. So you want to come from a place of wholeness. In order to do that, you have to begin to approve of yourself, begin to value yourself, begin to honor yourself, begin to, appreciate yourself. Because God loves you just as you are. Right? Just as you are. And these beautiful flowers, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? But some of them have little defects. We would call them defects. They're not really defects. They're just the differences, the uniqueness of that flower over another flower. Right? That's all it is. It's not really a defect. Mm-mm. And the way we heal that is we begin to value ourselves. And as we value ourselves, we believe that we have the right to be happy, to be loving, to be accepted, to have what we need, do what we need to do. Mm-hmm. Right? And we connect with that higher mind, and it channels through us. Yeah. So once you identify a belief, it'll fall apart. And then you can make a new choice. Mm-hmm. You say, but James, after you identify it, that's just part of it. Then you got to really, no, you've identified it, so therefore you know what it is. If you know what it is, then you can make a new choice and go in a new direction. And what do? You just keep making that new choice. You just keep making that new choice. You just keep moving in that new direction. Keep moving in that new direction until you begin to string together several experiences to create a new vibration. I'm getting those new vibrations. I'm feeling those excitations. Right? So the old belief never goes away. It's still there, and it's still a choice you can make. But you're making new choices now. Yeah. Say it with me. I'm making a new choice. I no longer choose shame and guilt and fear. Now I'm choosing faith, and I'm choosing joy. I'm choosing bliss. I'm choosing this. And that's what I'm open to receive, because I know that's how the universe talks now. Right? Following these steps will put you in a state of mind that is the most optimal. Right? Wow, there's so much more we didn't get to here, but that's okay. It's okay. This is physics. This is physics. It's how we already manifest our world, whether we know it or not. But now you know. But now, you know. Isn't it great to know? But James, that makes me responsible. Before I could just say, I don't know. It was easier when I was just sitting at home watching TV, you know. Now I got to be responsible. Say with me, yes. All right. Did you get anything out of that this morning? Ah, beautiful, beautiful. I'm so glad you're here this morning. Thank you for being here. We don't take it for granted. We really appreciate each and every one. Tell the person next to you, say, I appreciate you. We're going to turn down the lights. And Leah's going to sing a song. Feel free to join in. Just let yourself relax for a moment. See how still you can get for just a few moments. How still can you be?
I am healing. I am healing. I am healing with God's love. I am healing every feeling, and every cell is filled with love. And in this moment, I remember I'm a perfect child of God. I am open to the Spirit. I am healing with God's love. We are healing.
We are healing.
We are healing.
We are healing.
We are healing with God's love. And we are healing.
We are healing every feeling.
And every cell is filled with love. And in this moment we remember I'm a perfect child of God. I am open to the Spirit. I am healing with God's love. We are open to the Spirit.
We are
healing with God's love.
So now, taking a breath, allow yourself to just breathe for a moment. See if you can find that centered space in between negative and positive. And allow yourself just to be present here now. I am open to the Spirit. I'm open to receive divine guidance. I'm ready, willing, and able to act upon that which I need, that which I hear, that which I see. Whatever I hear and see the Father within do, I act upon it. I follow it. I follow the joy. And I'm paying close attention now. I am listening. I'm listening. This is how you set yourself up to hear, to listen. You affirm it, you declare it, and then you wait. And then you get up and you just live your life. And as you live your life, you'll follow those areas that bring you joy, bring you peace, that bring calm into your life. There'll be moments of high energy, moments where your passion is really showing. And there'll be moments then where maybe it's just a little tickle. Just a little tickle. But you become so sensitive that you feel it, you hear it. And it's totally natural, totally organic. Because Spirit is within you now. If you know of someone that you'd like to pray for this morning, I invite you to bring their energy into the room. And in your own way, say a prayer, send a blessing, call forth their higher good. Envision them stepping forward into their purpose, their assignment, their life. Allow that love vibration to resonate with you and with them. For we are all healing. We are all healing together. We remember this weekend all of those ancestors that stood up for us, knowing that they had a job to do, that they had a mission, an assignment, and they fulfilled their assignment. And today we lit the candle in remembrance of those who were called to service and duty. Thank you. You are appreciated and loved. I invite you now just to hold a moment in the quiet of your own soul. We are so grateful. In the name of the sacred and all that is holy and good, we say, Amen. So it is. As we turn the lights back on, I invite you just to stretch a little bit, move your body just a little. Loosen up those muscles and joints and tissues. Feeling good, feeling alert, feeling awake. Have some announcements for us today, Leah?
I do have a couple of announcements. Let me turn my microphone back. There we go. So this week, starting with today we have Jeff and Supersonic Sunday. And I would imagine that you're focusing on power today, also self-mastery is what...
Powerful performance.
A very powerful
ooh.
performance. All right. So that's at 3 o'clock today. So come back for that. But immediately following the service, the Women for Unity is meeting. So stick around for that. And then also we have a special book signing that's going to be happening, which we'll get more information about here in just a few moments. Tomorrow evening, there is a Zoom event at 7 o'clock, which you can sign up for on that website that we accessed earlier, remember? And you want to do that because you need to sign up in order to get the link for it. But it's Why Money Matters, and Max Mannheimer is going to be presenting that. So if you got questions, check in with Max afterwards, and he can let you know all about it. Wednesday night at 6:30, back here again with Jeff, is the monthly drum circle. If you have not attended one of those, I really encourage you to do that. It's so much fun, and it's a great way to end your day, just let off some energy, and you kind of go home jazzed and revived and relaxed at the same time. It's an interesting dichotomy there, but come out for that at 6:30. Do we have anyone that is joining us this morning for the very first time? We'd like to... Oh, back here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for being with us
So glad
this
you're
morning.
here.
Thank you. We have a welcome table back in the... When you go out in that meeting area to the left, there's a welcome table with different pieces of information that you can pick up. Help yourself to any of it. Also, in the front pocket of the seat in front of you, there should be a laminated card that has a QR code on there. You can snap that and fill out a connection card so that we can stay in touch. We would love for you to do that. We also have physical cards, some back there, or usher can hand you one. We appreciate that. We have prayer chaplains on duty today following the service. It looks like we have Miss Dory is available. So if you'd like someone, Dory, to hold sacred space with you and have an affirmative prayer with you this morning, you can meet her right up here following the service. And finally, the many hands that make this morning's service possible. It takes a lot of hearts and hands to do this, so let's give a round of appreciation to all of those that made this morning happen. And I believe that that is it.
Yes. Now, at this time, we're going to give you an opportunity to give back to support our mission and our vision, and to support your Unity community. And really, you're supporting yourself as well as all the other people. Look around. Don't these people deserve to be supported? Right? Don't they deserve to have a great place to meet with electricity and heat and flowers and all the other good stuff that we have? Well, if you enjoyed the message that you heard today and you want to keep hearing those kind of messages, we encourage you to give and to bless today during the offering. And if you've been thinking about giving a special gift, now would be a good time to do it, because we're right in the middle of summer. Everybody's getting ready to head off to the Bahamas. And so before you go, be sure and drop off some offering for us. We really, really appreciate it. So we want to thank everyone for giving. Those that are watching online, go to our website, make a donation there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you very, very much. And so let's say our affirmation together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all I receive, and all that I am. Thank you. All right. So at this time, I want to introduce our author for today, who has written a new book. And I did an interview with Chuck Alvarado. And so he's got a little song that he created about the book, and Jeff's going to back him up. And tell us a little bit about your book there and what's going on, Chuck. We're so glad you're here.
Well, thank you so much. And the support that, please give it up for James and Leah, because the support that these guys. So, well, James, I could tell you about it, but the thing is, like all great American authors before me.
Yes.
Hemingway,
Oh, of course.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Steinbeck.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like all them before me. I wrote a pop song to put on social media.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they did that too, yeah.
I think Hemingway's went viral. We practice this.
Very good.
Guess what, folks? I'm going to need your help. Lay it down, Jeff. Easy peasy. On 3. Repeat after me. Let's win.
Let's win.
And here we go. I wrote a little story, the best that I recall. Kids in school, a community, rose above it all. They learned to stand together. They learned how to stand tall. They took their swing in the ring. They made this victory call. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you say it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Each and every day, let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you shout it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let's win.
Let's win.
Verse 2, you know they call them parties, but they ain't been much fun. Another way to separate when it's all said and done. He said, love each other as yourself, and that came from his son. I'm no preacher man, but I can tell you that we are one. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you say it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Each and every day, let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you shout it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Play something for me, Jeff. Jeff Holland, ladies and gentlemen. Yeehaw! Holland, Jeff Holland. We don't make much money, but we sure have fun. Bring it down. We are gathered here to talk about this thing called life. When even a magical music man succumbed to his own struggles and strife. You gotta let go of that ego, folks. Gonna cut you like a knife. Set your course to the source. Head on to that light. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you say it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Each and every day, let's win.
Let's win.
Let me hear you shout it. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let's win.
Let's win.
Hit it, Jeff. Everybody, let's end it. Take it home. On 3, together. Let him hear it downtown. 1, 2, 3. Let's win. Outstanding. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Wyatt. We appreciate your help. Thank you. I'll be signing in the back with all the help of everybody here, and I really appreciate you. The story is a positive one about turning around to school and a gang, and I'm going to get emotional, but anyway, turning around to school, beating the gangs. I adore you guys. Thank you very much.
Love you.
Jeff Howland, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Come on. This guy.
So Chuck has written a book called Chewy Wins, and he will be out in that side room, and he has 25 copies of the book available for you to purchase, which he will sign because they'll be worth big money one day, right? So check that out as we leave out this morning.
I heard Denzel Washington was going to play the lead. Anyway, we appreciate you. Writing a book is pretty amazing, and it's his first novel, and it's based upon actual events that happened to him and his school, and it really is a very powerful and amazing book. So check it out, and let's support each other, all right? Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Let's all stand together. Let's win. All right. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right. What's that? Yeah. Thank you. So glad you enjoyed it. Yeah.